Hey, this is deathzerozx from the SRK forums, and I'm going to teach you about color changing, and in particular changing to white. That's what I'm going to be focusing on today. As you see, this is my end result of Strider, and I'm going to show you also how to change to a normal color if you see his brown sash around here. So yeah, we'll get started on that. So you want a preview picture all the time, so you know which colors are you're actually gonna go change to, so you don't forget any. When I was doing the 01, I kind of forgot. His helmet has the red jewel instead of the blue jewel, so I had to go back and fix that after I had done everything. But it wasn't that big of a change, but you could forget little changes like that. So I'm gonna hide this right now. As you notice, I already have a duplicate of my original layer, and I locked the first one, and then the second one, this is what we're gonna edit. Now to change to white though, when you change to white, it sometimes lightens up the black. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a layer of just the black outlines separately, so to sit on top of everything. So I'm gonna go to Magic Wand because this is a pretty high-res picture, so it'll work just fine with the Magic Wand. I have it at tolerance 15, and I'm gonna uncheck contiguous. Contiguous is if you select something, it only selects where exactly you clicked. If you notice, it doesn't click here or anything, but if you uncheck contiguous, it'll actually select every single black or every single color of whatever you click on. So you can see it selects every single black. Actually, I missed a spot. Okay, so we got that. Sorry, it's I broke my mic stand, so I have to hold my mic while I'm doing everything. So we'll make a new layer, and we'll call this black outlines. And we can actually, you know what? I don't like it at 10, so I'm gonna change this back to, or I don't like it at 15. I'm gonna change it to 10. So we're going to deselect and then get it back again. Yeah, that's a lot better. And I can go to select, modify, and contract first. Contract is just actually going to shrink the selection down, so you don't get any rigid edges when you paint the black. So it's at 2 pixels. That's what I set it at. It's a pretty decent size. You don't want to do it any bigger or smaller. So we'll click OK on that. And then after that, we'll go to select, modify, feather. And what this does is soften up the edges a little, so that it almost acts like a softness on the brush whenever you paint. So we'll click OK on that. And then we'll also select, modify, and smooth it out. So there you go. Hopefully we won't need this that much, but I'm just gonna paint this. You can also check contiguous right here to just paint all spots at the same time, and we'll just go ahead and paint it all black. And make sure that's black. No, you gotta get exactly black. So okay, much better. So as you can see, it didn't really change much, but maybe a few highlights here and there, but we won't even touch that. You can actually just delete any spots that it actually covers up, because the underlying layer will keep it. Okay, so I'm gonna start on the scarf. I'm not going to show you completely everything. It might take too long, so hopefully I'll rush this a little faster so it doesn't take too long. So I'm going to get the pen tool, and you don't have to be precise with this. You just have to select around the color. I mean, you could even go like this. And yeah, so we'll start right here. Alright, so I already got that. I'm going to make this into a selection. And click OK. And you're going to go over to select. No, you're going to go to Image, Adjustments, Replace Color. And what you want to do is you want to click on anything in the middle right here. And you can actually see the preview right here. And the fuzziness changes how much you want to select, how many ranges of shades of color. And right there seems about good. You don't want to get too much because it'll get some of the black. And I'll show you right now. You want to change saturation down and just turn up the lightness like so. So there's that right now. And you could change the fuzziness up more to get more of it. If you could increase it more, I would, but that's as much as I can go for now. So we'll click OK on that, and I'm going to do it again just to pick up the remaining stuff. And notice how the green highlights are actually affected now. But we can tone this down with the fuzziness. So right there, I still got a little bit of it, but it actually kind of plays with the shadows and it's not too big of a deal. So we'll go ahead and click OK and deselect. So that's our first part. And you can kind of see that the black actually has some jagged edges on the black outlines. We can actually just erase some of it. I don't think it's doing too much, but maybe it's softening it up a little. Or maybe I'm just zoomed in too far. So, yeah. You know what? I may have gone too far with the replacement of the colors. But I'll just leave it at that. That's just to show you how to actually do it. So we'll go ahead and start with the rest of the scarf. I don't want to get any of the green because you know, I'm trying to leave that out as much as possible. You don't want to pick up the green because you kind of want to just get only the red, and that's about it. So see, I'm not being too precise with this. You don't have to be exactly precise with it. Just enough that you get everything right. Just the color, pretty much. And the reason I'm not actually being so precise is because you're only going to pick up the color. You're not going to pick up any of the black or the transparency. All right, so that finishes up the selection. And we're going to go make selection. And 0's fine again. And we're just going to repeat the process right here. We're going to go to image adjustments, replace color. And this time around, I'm going to try not to pick up so much of everything. I want to leave some tone to it. As you see on the mask, it's very, very white. Almost no shadows. So we'll pick red anywhere on there. Change it to white all the way. The lightness right here, and then saturation down. And just play with the fuzziness. I'm going to probably stop right there. That's fine. And then I'm going to just do it over again. Alright, I think that's good. So actually, I'm just going to go ahead and desaturate this. I could still see pink in this, so I'm just going to go image adjustments, desaturate, so that it's actually black and white. Now I've noticed there's some concern that if you're trying to change white, it might look like just a black and white shade in some parts. And what you want to do if that happens is you can add more white to it. Since we got the black outlines, we don't have to worry about it too much, but we can just go right here and click more of the shades of gray and just lighten it up. Alright, so yeah, just understand that, realistically when light hits white, there are going to be shades of gray wherever there's darkness or shadows. But this should be fine. I'm just going to go with this. And the hard part is, selecting. When you desaturate, you're going to desaturate the green also, so you want to see your original, and we'll make another layer called shadow highlights. So this is where it gets tricky. You want to get your paintbrush and go with this green. Make sure the hardness is all the way down. And you're going to have to add to this yourself. So yeah, I'm just hiding the main layer and just looking at my main copy, so that I can see where I need the shadow highlights at. It's actually painting too much. You want to turn the opacity down, maybe around 30%. That way it doesn't, hit so hard on the picture. So I'm adding a little bit too much though. Okay. So see, this is the hard part of actually changing to white, is sometimes you can't always get rid of everything so clean. You have to keep working on it. You have to manually add to even things out, to make sure that everything looks the way it used to. Alright, so there you go. You see that I have all my shadows again, and it's starting to look more natural white. Okay, I know this looks like it's red, but it's actually the glow from the sword. If you want, you can actually get the desaturation, or the sponge tool, and desaturate. You could turn it down, maybe I would turn it down to 50%. And make sure we're on our layer here, and just kind of desaturate a little so it doesn't look so red. It's maybe a little too much. Alright, so there you have it. His sash is white. That's pretty much the process for the rest of it. I'll go ahead and show you how to do the colors for the sash. So we're going to get the pen tool out again, and I'm just going to highlight all the parts to his sash. These Marvel pictures are kind of weird because you have that green highlight, but I mean, that's the artist for you. It's a comic book style. I would just try to avoid those at all costs when changing to colors. Now right here I want to be precise because I really don't want to touch the green in case I have to actually desaturate for a better look. See, I'm going to refine my edge right here. Alright. Okay, so there's the sash. I'm going to make a separate layer for this. I'm going to call it brown sash. And then we're going to go back to our preview picture. And I'm going to select the shade of brown right on there. You can actually just add a swatch to it so that it doesn't forget it. It adds it to the very bottom. I actually got it earlier, so it's right here, but you just click this button right here and it adds another one. So after that, we go to brown sash. I'm going to make the selection. And I don't want all this right now. So you can actually just take magic wand and subtract it. Oh man. Make sure my main layer is selected right. Okay. So we can go ahead and just desaturate it now. So I think I'll just go ahead and do that. And then I could just get my paintbrush and just paint over it with the color. Make sure my opacity is at 100. And let's see, I'll probably go to the layer options, the blending options, and go to I think multiply. No, that didn't work. Oh, I know why. That's because we're not on the sash layer. So make sure you're on the sash layer and then go to multiply. But oh, you know what? I actually painted on my main layer. That's stupid of me. So yeah, after the desaturate, actually, you know what? I also got a little too much selection right here. Mind you, I am doing this with one hand. So, okay, make sure we select the brown sash, and now we color on the brown sash layer. So it doesn't permanently go on your layers, on your main layers that you're working on. And then we could just go to multiply, and multiply is not good enough. Maybe linear. I forgot which one I used earlier. Hard light, yeah. Okay. So there's hard light. You can see that it's almost exactly the same shade as it right here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Scrolling too much. Let's see, for his hair's darker in this color than the original, so I'll go ahead and do that. And I'm going to be a little bit more precise with this because there's too many shades close to each other that resemble brown. So you want to be careful not to pick up any other shades. I think the rest of it doesn't really matter up at this point, so I'm just going to select all the way around it. And we'll make a selection, make sure you're on your working tool or your working layer. And we'll go to the replace color again. Replace color works for many things. And just click on any main shade of brown, and you see right here it selects almost all the brown shades, and you can also see it would have picked up a lot of stuff like his ear and his eyebrows and his face had we not done a precise selection. And after that, we're just going to turn the saturation down because it's not so bright brown in the picture, and we're going to turn the lightness down. And you know what? That looks good right about there. We'll click OK. And there you go. That's how do you change colors. You can change the rest of the colors on his pants and everything on the same way. I also forgot to mention there are going to be spots like this on certain parts because you selected it out. So I'll make another layer and I'll call this blade highlights. And I'm just going to pick right here where it's very bright in the color. And we'll turn this opacity down to 30. And make the brush smaller. And I'm just going to paint over it. So as you can see, that's just how it is on the picture. If you see our main copy, which that's what it is right there, that's just how it is. Yeah, it's kind of funky looking, I know, but we'll just add a little bit more. We'll put opacity at maybe 15 and, you know, make it look a lot more natural. Make sure we don't have any right here on the blade. But yeah, there you go. I'll upload this tutorial as soon as I can, and I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, you can take a look at the rest of it right here, and I use the same exact methods. So hope this helps you guys out, you know, trying to paint white. As you can see, play with the ranges, don't blow out the white so much like right here, like I did on my example over here. So yeah, this is deathzerozx, and I'll see you on the forums.